From Tim.
Hello everyone, my name is Herrington, and today I'm going to be talking about wisdom in coaching. And the reason that I chose this topic is because, throughout my life I've had different experiences with different coaches, whether it be positive or negative, that have really shaped me to be the person I am today. So that's why I wanted to talk about this. So first, my thesis. Children and young adults can obtain many valuable life lessons that can help them in the real world from a good coach. So basically what I'm saying is I believe that if you come across someone who is a good coach early in life, that they can help you, attain some life lessons that maybe some other people will not have. So that's the idea behind it. So, sorry this one's a little small, but what makes a good coach? So first, I wanted to give you this quote from Tom Landry, who is a Super Bowl winning coach from the Dallas Cowboys, and it says, "A coach is someone who tells you what you don't want to hear, who has you see what you don't want to see, so you can be who you have always known you could be." And that right there to me is a coach is someone who's going to bring the best out of you, who's going to, teach you things to make you a better person. And then, kind of going off of what Steve just talked about with his leadership, I took this from the Tao Te Ching, chapter 17, and it says, "When the master governs, the people are hardly aware that he exists. Next best is the leader who is loved. Next best one who is feared. The worst is one who is despised. If you don't trust the people, you make them untrustworthy. The master doesn't talk. When his work is done, the people say, 'Amazing, we did it all by ourselves.'" So I think a good coach is someone who is putting his players in the spotlight, who's behind the scenes making them better people. So what I'm going to be going into in this presentation is, since we had to trim them down a little bit, I wanted to kind of focus in on just some things that you can learn from having this experience, or something that a good coach can teach you. So the first one is teamwork, and teamwork is obviously very important. I mean, just think of everything you've ever done in your life. You're always going to end up doing it with other people. You have to be able to work together. That's a huge skill in life. So I got this quote from Vince Lombardi. It says, "Individual commitment to a group effort. That is what makes a team work, a company work, a society work, a civilization work." So basically what it's saying is, you don't have to just be a good teammate in sports. I mean, you have to be able to work together in everything, whether it be a job, whether it be in your community, whether it be, anything like that. So that's why I think it's very important, to have a coach in your life who can teach you these kind of things. The next thing is discipline. And so I have these two quotes. The first is from Bobby Knight, and it says, "Discipline is doing what needs to be done, when it has to be done, as well as it can be done, and doing it that way all the time." So right there, that's, if you can learn to do that, that's, when you finally do have a job, it's doing your best work day in and day out, and never slacking, and, having, that ability, then that's an employer can trust you. And then another quote from John Wooden, and actually one of my sources is from a book written by John Wooden, and it says, "Discipline yourself and others won't need to." So the next thing I wanted to talk about was the ability to set and achieve goals, and I think that having a coach in your life that can teach you this kind of thing, this is something that can really come in to help you later in life. And I got this quote from Tom Landry, and it says, "Setting a goal is not the main thing. It is deciding how you will go about and achieving and staying with that plan." And I've had this personal experience here at Mount, where I've had coaches be able to pull me aside and help me get to where I want to be. And that's not just on the field, that's in the classroom, that's in what I want to do with my life going forward. And I've had Coach BK, who has been just a huge role in my life. He's helped me with the whole process of getting into pharmacy school and everything. So I just think that is one thing that really sticks out to me, to have someone like that in your life, to be that role model. And I think this is a huge one for me, and it's dealing with failure. So not everything in life is going to go well. So what happens when you face adversity? So I have these 3 quotes. The first one comes from John Wooden. It says, "Success is never final, failure is never fatal. It is the courage that counts." And the next one I have, the next 2 are both from Lou Holtz. And they say, "Show me someone who has done something worthwhile, and I'll show you someone who has overcome adversity." And then life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you respond to it. So these are all, great coaches that are saying these kind of things. And if you can have someone that can get that message across from you, then, I think it can really impact your life. So, conclusion, I think that those who encounter a good coach early at a young age will more likely be able to learn more of these life lessons to prepare them for the world. And what I'm going to be doing, and in the rest of my research, is I'm going to continue to read through the 2 book sources that I have, and I want to find more information about respect and body language and how that can impact you. And then I kind of want to focus in on, because I'm a big Lou Holtz fan, and I want to have a section in my paper about him. So these are my references, and thank you for listening.